ticket to a better life. But over time, that ticket has become too expensive for too many Americans. All this means is an entire generation is now saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for an attempt, at least, at a college degree. The burden is so heavy that even if you graduate, you may not have access to the middle-class life that the college degree once provided. Something is too much. I find it interesting how some of my Republican friends who voted for those tax cuts and others think that we shouldn't be helping these folks. Something is too little. But I believe my plan is responsible and fair. It focuses the benefit on middle class and working families. It helps both current and future borrowers, and will fix a badly broken system.
President Biden this past August announcing his student loan relief plan. Today, the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments on that loan forgiveness program. The plan, which cancels $10,000 to $20,000 of student debt for each borrower who qualifies, has been on hold as it makes its way through the courts. Two cases are in front of the justices. In one, 6 Republican-led states say they would be harmed financially if the program goes into effect. The other involves 2 borrowers in Texas who don't fully qualify for debt forgiveness. Plaintiffs in both cases argue the government doesn't have the authority to cancel loan debt under the proposed rules of the program. The Biden administration argues that a 2003 law gives it that power in the event of a national emergency, including the COVID-19 pandemic. Joining us now, U.S. Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona. I guess, first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming back on the show. I'd like to start by asking you, where does this stand? Are all loans and forgiveness of loans halted at this point?
Everything is on pause, waiting the decision of the Supreme Court. As you said earlier, we're presenting our case today. We feel confident, we have the authority to provide targeted relief to over 40 million Americans who need a little bit of help getting back on their feet after the economic impact of the pandemic on their lives.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you make this fair, though? Because I believe the concern might be that there will be future legal challenges, and there are many things to consider when you forgive some loan debt, but not other loan debt. And then you have people who have paid off the debt.
Right. As the president said, we believe it's fair. It's based on the pandemic. We know that after national emergencies, when loan payments are paused, when it's time to restart the loans, there's up to 20 times the amount of defaults that you would normally have. We want to prevent this. This is why we proposed targeted debt relief of $10,000 or $20,000 if you're a Pell recipient, to help those folks get back on their feet. And as far as folks who say, I've already paid my debt, well, that happened prior to the pandemic. This is pandemic-related relief that millions of Americans need, similar to what the small business loan cancellations were a couple of years ago to help small businesses stay on their feet as a result of the pandemic. So we're helping everyday Americans here. We're talking about teachers, talking about veterans. I saw the piece with Representative Clyburn, and these veterans who fought for our country could use a little bit of help getting back on their feet so they can make their payments, so they can continue with their life goals. That's what we're doing, targeted one-time relief based on the effects of the pandemic.
Mr. Secretary, good morning. Jonathan Lemire. This plan, of course, has opponents. Some Republicans, in particular Republican states, have suggested that the president is overstepping his authority here, and that it's also harming, perhaps, companies based in their states. So I just want to, if you could frame your arguments as to why you think this is not just needed, but legal.
Well, look, ask the millions of borrowers who are set to get some relief in those states where those Republican officials are suing. They need the help too. People are trying to politicize this. We're helping blue-collar Americans that need a little bit of help getting back on their feet. It's targeted debt relief to those. 90% of the dollars going to this are going to people making under $75,000. Again, it's targeted to those who really need it, middle-class Americans, people who are struggling financially. And what we're trying to do is prevent defaults, which would then hurt, because if the defaults go up, the local economy suffers. We want to make sure that people can make ends meet, provide food for their families, pay their rent. And this one-time support will help them get back on their feet after the effects of the pandemic. We're confident of that across the country. As I visit and talk to folks, they need a little bit of help, just like the small businesses needed help, like the corporations needed help 10 years ago. They just need help to get back on their feet. The pandemic was a national emergency that provided major economic instability in so many people. We're trying to help over 40 million of those people. They're waiting. And unfortunately, we have some who've even benefited from debt relief in their past are talking against this plan that is aimed toward regular blue-collar Americans who just want to get back on their feet.
Mr. Secretary, how often have you asked yourself the question or wondered about the question of how it is that in this terrifically wonderful nation of ours, this terrifically affluent nation of ours, there is so much opposition to forgiving a student loan up to the point of 10 grand or 20 grand, while just down the street, large corporations and billionaires use lawyers and accountants to trim the tax code and pay very little in terms of the percentage of their incomes on taxes?
That's what the president said in his remarks. And, from the beginning of his term, he's really trying to make things fair. And we're fighting for everyday Americans here. When we're presenting in front of the Supreme Court, we're presenting on behalf of regular Americans who also need somebody to stand up for them in Washington. That's what we're doing. And you're absolutely right. While previous administrations provide tax reliefs to billionaires and corporations, we're fighting for everyday Americans, and it's gotten to the Supreme Court. How unfortunate is that? We have people that are fighting this who their own constituents are set to benefit from this, to get back on their feet. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an American issue. We're trying to help people get back on their feet so they can thrive and they can contribute to their local economy. And the pandemic created such a burden on some that we believe that targeted debt relief is a way to get out. And we're confident we're going to prevail here. And we're confident that the American people need this to get back on their feet.
Secretary of Education Miguel Cardona, thank you very much for being on this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy to be with you. Take care.